Sad too. I'm sad. I'm excited and happy. I'm nervous, but I am sad because it's been a big part of my life for a long time.
When the fans are very vocal,
Yes.
so it's like, is there any sort of way to kind of try to make as many of them happy as possible? Or know what you're going to do, or how do you tackle that from that standpoint?
I think when all is said and done, and it's easier said than done, obviously, but the goal is not to try to make the fans happy because of some small thing they've latched onto that they consider important to them, but to make the experience resolve itself satisfyingly, to make sure that your characters are being true to themselves and true to each other, finding closure in relationships, letting people come back together and be happy, answering those questions of like, where will these people be? These are mortal beings. How long will they live, and what will their life look like at the end? And really delivering on a good, happy ending as much as that's even possible for each character. So that's our burden for the next 6 months is to figure that out. But we talk about it in the room all the time. We get very emotional and it's very beautiful. So I feel confident that we're going to deliver something that people are happy with, even if their ship didn't necessarily go the way they wanted. They might still feel like they're grateful for having experienced the last 8 seasons.
So what can you tease about this new evil that's like taken possession of Demon and Enzo?
I can tease almost nothing, simply because and if I were to explain to you the origin of who she is, it would be very clear too quickly exactly what we were doing. And so I'm going to let everybody kind of watch the first episode and figure that out. But what's fun about it is she's what? But what's fun about it is she's creepy and crawly, as we've seen. She clearly has a firm hold on 2 of our beloved heroes, and so she's definitely a force to be reckoned with. And there's a mystery surrounding her origins that dates back, my God, thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
What can you tease romantically for the characters for the season?
Well, romantically, we're in good shape in that we've got a lot to play. We've got Caroline and Stefan who finally have come together and have an opportunity to try to be happy, even though things, are around them are so chaotic and so distressing. They need each other now more than ever. So we get to really see what that relationship is going to look like. And Bonnie, of course, is going to great lengths to save not just her best friend Damon, but the love of her life, Enzo. And she's not going to lose both of them, is she? Like, that would be terrible. Although it is the Vampire Diaries, so come to think of it, that's still an option. Alaric lost so much and has never been able to find love in a way that, can be forever for him. And so we're going to the end of the season, so do we finally give that to him? Or do we keep him for all eternity as the guy who's unlucky in love? You'll have to see, but the fun of it is because it's the last season, we get to really deliver on relationships completely in a way that we've never been able to.
And speaking of relationships, a lot of our fans want to know what season of the year that this season will take place in, because people want Caroline to get her joy. So you should mention way back when in the pilot.
Yes, it has been mentioned in the pilot. I will say that we start the season in fall-ish so that we can be celebrating Christmas by Christmas. So we'll just have to see if by February we get to June. I make no promises.
Since it is the final season, and it sounds like you're going to try to have some happy endings here and tie things up, will there be any surprises this season?
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be hopefully as many surprises as we can pack into it. We get to invite people back to come play with us. We get to, if someone's dead, they're going to stay dead. If someone falls in love, they can get married. Like there's so much blessings as a storyteller and finality that we actually can do whatever we want.
There will be crossovers with the originals.
There won't be any crossovers because the timelines are separated. But that doesn't mean that we'll end the show without some kind of, at least, acknowledgement of that shared universe. Then, of course, my hope is that the originals keeps going and going and going, and that we might see some of these characters end up over there one day.
Well, and just on that point, Caroline and Klaus have a relationship that's going back and forth. So once the show ends, will we see that kind of relationship come to an end, or might Caroline go on forward?
It's absolutely possible. Without making promises that I can't deliver on, I think that, Klaus did say he's the love of your life, your first love of your life, I intend to be your last. A lot's happened between them, between that statement and the end of this show, and a lot more will happen before the end of the originals. But it is not something that we have forgotten, whether we deliver on it or not. I can't really say, but we are very much aware that exists out there.